It's my great honor to welcome you to Unity in Lynnwood, where we affirm the inherent dignity, value, potential, and right to be of every life as an emanation of that one life we choose to call God. To explore on-campus and virtual opportunities for those aged toddler through 18, please contact that program's director. Our radical welcome includes all. Please stay in touch through the social media platforms of your choice by visiting unityinlynnwood.org, by registering to receive electronic communications, or by downloading the Breeze app. Those who download the Breeze app will receive a free gift through the mail. And if you would like to pray in strict confidence with one of UIL's trained prayer chaplains, whether for support or celebration or regular maintenance, start the process by contacting that program's director. We believe in the capacity of an elevated consciousness to give rise to an elevated experience. And UIL's Prayer Ministries is eager to support you in doing just that, whether virtually, in person, or by telephone. Finally, we believe giving in its highest form is a spiritual practice, and we're grateful to be among the beneficiaries of your spiritual practice. May your generosities of hand and heart return to you in untold ways as they reach into our greater world to bless. So again, welcome. Everything Unity in Lynnwood has is available to you. We're honored by our shared journey.
Stumbling through our humanity, we're just walking each other home. We're just walking each other home.
Good morning, and welcome to Unity in Lynnwood, and thank you for joining us on this Mother's Day 2021. And while we're honoring all mothers today, it is also true that you don't have to be a mother to embody the mothering spirit. Surely we all have a biological mother from whose body we came into the world, indeed as God's love expressed. But it's likely that our lives have been filled with so many who have given us the feeling of being loved like a mother. Perhaps a dear auntie who comforted you when no one else could, a family friend who supported you through a dark time, or a big brother who held your hand when you needed it most. And likely, you have probably provided this love to others, whether you knew it or not. Welcome, all of you, to Mother's Day at Unity in Lynnwood, where unconditional, forever love is celebrated every day. While there are characteristics of being called a mother, doing motherly things may have nothing to do with pregnancy and childbirth, and all to do with that unconditional love, that caring and giving that knows no age and no gender. Many aspects of exemplary motherhood bear comparison to that selfless love that we also attribute to God. Knowing deeply that we are cared for, that we are loved, that we are unique, that we are protected and special is the realm of mothers, but also of God. Being showered with that love prepares us to understand how amazing we truly are. And any one of us who has given selflessly to encourage, develop, or enrich a little life surely falls into the category of mother. It could be Uncle Devin or stepmother Sally or Tante Terry. The mothering nurtures deep into our souls and comforts us. Now, if you happen to be someone called mother, or mama, or mom, or mommy, or mom, or ma, or hey, my personal favorite, you know almost intrinsically that you are among a special breed of near saints. As a mother myself, I am convinced that my spiritual evolution has been accelerated into the stratosphere by being a mom. if only because I am forced to come day to day with my less than perfect self. But it is the love that motherhood affords us, that inexplicable devotion and connection that sets mothers apart. May we honor you all on this day. As we consider this expanded view of what mother means, think about how you have both received and given the blessing of being a mother. I invite you to settle in to wherever you are and join me in a meditation celebrating Mother Earth, letting her universal energy invigorate, heal, and nurture you. Begin by feeling your connection to wherever you are sitting, letting the weight of your body connect to the surface beneath you. If you can, place both feet firmly on the floor and notice that sensation of rootedness. If you like, close your eyes and take a breath, feeling that inhale gathering energy from the earth beneath your feet and filling your whole body. As you exhale, sink into your seat. Inhale again and imagine a line bisecting your body and another across your chest. Where they meet is your heart, the source of all energy radiating and shining luminescence within you, healing whatever wants to be healed and creating health wherever you need it. Exhale any tension, any stress, anxiety, negativity, anything that is not necessary. As you breathe in again, let this creative energy fill you fully, and then exhale gently. Finally, as you take your next breath, notice your feet again. Imagine there are roots growing out of your feet that reach deep down into Mother Earth, past the rocks and into the Earth's core. Feel that connection to the spirit of Earth source energy. We are grounded and connected to this divine energy. As you exhale, know that you can retain the serenity and peace and draw upon it anytime, asking for support and love whenever you need it. And so it is.
Peace within me. Peace surrounding me. Peace from me. By thy grace let there be peace. By thy grace let there be peace. By thy grace let there be peace within me. Peace surrounding me. Peace from me. By thy grace let there be peace. By thy grace let there be peace. By thy grace let there be peace. sing through me. Mother, play a song so sweetly with these hands. Let me see with your vision. Let me feel with your boundless heart. Through these feet of mine walk the earth, and in my life give birth. Moonlight comforts me. Starry nights I feel myself alive. Silent friend comes to me when I'm still, very still. She comes to me inside. She whispers, serve the mother, she'll take care of everything. Serve the mother. Serve the mother, she'll take care of everything. 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 Mother, sing through me. Mother, play a song so sweetly with these hands.
Good morning. Name's Tim. I'm on the Board of Trustees, and your Board of Trustees invites you, each of us, to dedicate our best efforts, talents, and resources to the 40-day program already in progress. Over recent weeks, maybe you've noticed, the interior of our church has been painted. The gazebo garden's refreshed, the front garden's refreshed and given a haircut, and now an incredible land restoration project has begun in our back nature preserve. The prayer chaplains launched yesterday's work with a land blessing ceremony supported by about 20 of us. We'll celebrate all progress with a garden party for Friday, May 21st at 6 o'clock. Please register for any or all that you'd like to bring and visit the calendar page at unionlynnwood.org. So we also appreciate any contributions to our ongoing fundraising goal of $30,000 for parking lot repairs and refinishing. Each parking space is valued roughly At $375, and as donations arrive, the parking lot graphic you see on the screen will turn green. And remember, green is good, all right? The parking lot is one of the two main things left that need to be fixed in this building. There's been a lot of hard work putting this place back together and renewing it. And the other one, the roof, we don't need to talk about for about 10 more years. So, your prayer ministries has fashioned a prayer for us to share. The words appear on your screen. We honor the spiritual commitment, faith, and vision that built Unity in Lynnwood from the ground up. In deep gratitude, we align with our source in faith and love to support our thriving community. Unity in Lynnwood is a powerful force for good in the world, both today and into the future, and I affirm this truth and commit to do my part. So it is. Amen. May we reconnect as we refresh, renew, revitalize, and restore, and recommit to our beautiful Unity in Lynnwood campus. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim Vokes, who is always right in the middle of all of that good activity. I can quite tell you that. I'd like to congratulate Matthew Wilson, unbeknownst to him, who sang at Unity of New York this morning. Yes, Unity in Lynnwood has finally landed on Broadway. Woo! Congratulations, Mr. Matthew. My name is Dr. Richard Loren Held. Always, it is a great honor and pleasure to welcome you to this evolving, unfolding experience we call Unity in Lynnwood. Practical spirituality, welcoming community, an admittedly short mission statement, so very broad in content. Practical spirituality and a welcoming community. And so it is for me that every Sunday I like to remind myself of one of the 6 values statements, one of the 6 bullet points which we developed in conversation with your Board of Trustees beginning in late 2014. Take a deep breath. Is this an idea with which you might align? It reads as follows: we actively seek and enthusiastically include truths from all great spiritual traditions. If you are in our physical sanctuary this morning and you would like to pray following this service, simply remain seated during the dismissal process. If you are in attendance via our virtual sanctuary this morning and would like to pray with someone, start that process by writing prayer at unityinlynnwood.org. Include a telephone number and expect a call from an anonymous number following the close of this service. If you have a link to the social hour, which also follows this service, it will work for you. If you do not have a link and you would like to join in an unstructured time of conversation and connection, visit the calendar page at unityinlynnwood.org, find today's social hour, and register. An auto response will send you the link. Do check your junk mail folders. And that group will not begin until this service is complete. The legacy of Reverend Mary Omwake, my friend, my predecessor, one of our great teachers, is scheduled for this Saturday, the 15th of May, 3 o'clock p.m. Pacific. Please feel free to join us. This celebration of life will occur virtually via Unity in Lynnwood's social media channels. Words of invocation. You're welcome to read them with me if you like. You are welcome to allow my voice to serve as your own. You're welcome to close your eyes and simply bask in consideration of the following words. Though imaged and named variously, there is a singular and eternal ground of being from which all life emanates and into which all life retreats. We choose to call this ground of being God. By extension, we come to understand that we are spiritual in nature, human in expression, and limitless in potential. We gather today to remember such truths, to celebrate our unity, and to honor all life. And so it is. So upon your human birth, it's as if the outer world handed you what the author calls a book of law. And that book of law would offer you its suggestions specific to your self-worth, to your gender role, to your religious sensibilities, to your career possibilities, and beyond. That book of law would offer you its suggestions specific to the clothes you wear, to the holidays you celebrate, to the foods you love, to the neighborhood you inhabit, to the salon you frequent, to the music you buy, to the car you drive, to the spouse you choose, and beyond. You see, there really is no limit to the suggestions of these books of law. And even in those earliest of days, in the grand adventure that is a human incarnation, we begin to give ourselves to this book of law, if you will. After all, as the author reminds us, infants quite simply don't know any better. So we begin to absorb and accept, then to embody and imitate, and finally to impose and insist. Now I'm going to say that again for you. We begin to absorb and accept, and then to embody and imitate, and finally to impose and insist. And so it is that childhood curiosity and ultimately divine diversity gets sacrificed on the altars of human homogeny and comfortable conformity. Generation after generation after generation. Now, I remember those December mornings in Osawatomie, Kansas, going downstairs dressed in my cowboy boots and my 10-gallon cowboy hat. True story, by the way. My 6-gun holster strapped to my side. But at no point did it occur to me to say, now, Grandma, will we be celebrating Christmas or Hanukkah this year? Will we be acknowledging the principles of Kwanzaa this year, Grandma? Now, it didn't occur to me because my book of law suggested that December would draw to a close, as it always did, with an evergreen tree somehow poised in one of those awkward red bowls with the green legs and the chrome screws. How could any one thing be so difficult to assemble, by the way? One of those awkward red bowls with the green legs and the chrome screws covered in lights, topped with something of a star and surrounded with presents just like Jesus. And this brings us to an important awakening about these books of law. They are often brimming with lies. Entire lives have been constructed upon books of law brimming with lies passed from generation to generation about self and other. And let it not go unsaid that entire lives have been constructed upon books of law brimming with lies passed from generation to generation about life and about truth and about God. And these lies, understand, don't have to be conscious or malicious or even intentional. We might say that entire lives have been constructed upon books of law brimming with outdated understanding, with childlike superstition, with rudimentary science, with human prejudice, with contextual ignorance, even with human laziness about life, about truth, about God. I mean, in either case, the effect is the same. So perhaps the first suggestion of the author's work is simply that we acknowledge that we have been deeply programmed by our outer worlds. We've been deeply programmed by our outer worlds. Let's simply agree to start there. We've been subtly domesticated, even mindlessly enslaved by the endless suggestions of books of law. We might say that the outer world is something of a brainwashing machine, all too often perpetuating ancient narratives and propagating fearful fictions while catering to the rudest of impulses, the lowest of perceptions, and the smallest of possibilities. And so it is that when traditions such as unity would come along to reinvigorate the ancient wisdom of the Vedas or the Christian mystics or the transcendentalists, you understand that none of this is really new by saying that there is one life. There's one isness, one I amness, one beingness, that there is one life eternal in breadth and limitless in depth, a field of infinite potentiality, if you will, and that you are an individuation, an emanation, a pressing forth of that one life. Some find their books of law to be crumbling. When traditions such as unity would come along to say that as an individuation, as an emanation, as a pressing forth of that one life, you are eternal in breadth and limitless in depth, inherently valuable and worthy of your right to be by virtue of your beingness itself. That rather than some fleshy bag of carbon and atoms here to slosh around on planet Earth for a brief moment in time, the real you is expansive soul stuff, here to reveal something of your unique godness during a momentary foray into multiplicity that we happen to call a human incarnation. When that happens, some find their books of law crumbling. When traditions such as unity would come along to affirm the wondrous nobility of all life, and yes, that includes you, it's not because we would have humanity start imagining itself to be more than it really is. It's because we would have humanity stop pretending itself to be less than it really is. We've spent decades, we've spent centuries protecting books of law that would imagine life to be disposable, to be limited, separate, broken. What do we have to lose by considering books of law that would imagine life to be sacred, to be limitless, unified, to be whole. It seems clear to me that an emerging generation of Christian students is eager to update their books with such ancient wisdom while allowing the graying pages of original sin and a lowly humanity and a patriarchal supremacy and a Christian exclusivism to fall to the floor. If you don't believe me, read Richard Rohr, read John Shelby Spong, read Rachel Held Evans, read Richard Held. In the end, this is exactly what the author suggests that we must do. If we would live anew, we must begin to discard those laws which are less than true. When we find ourselves saying, oh, you know, I am, and then fill in the blank, start by learning to ask yourself, now, is that really true? Is that really true? When we find ourselves starting to say, you know, men are, or women are, the Mexicans are, the Muslims are, the gays are, the straights are, fill in the blank. Start by learning to ask yourself, now, is that really true? Is that really true? It's a powerful question. It's a gateway question that leads us into the capacity to love each other. You understand? It's a gateway question that leads us into the capacity to choose, to change, to grow. Is that really true? It's a great question. A year or so ago, a lot of people opened their books of law to a page that said, church is that thing we do in a building on a Sunday morning. And a lot of people were granted the opportunity to ask, now, is that really true? Is that really true? Now, the author goes on to assert 4 strategies for discarding these laws that are less than true. Number 1, be impeccable with your word. Now, does this mean that you are to completely discard all filters of good taste? Of course not. The world does not need to hear every thought that goes through your mind, nor mine. But it does mean that words matter and that we might do well to become more intentional with those words we choose to use. If we were able to look at our words as things, would we see them go forth to reflect the truths of us, or to paint the false selves we want others to see? If we were able to look at our words as things, would we see them go forth to unify and to affirm, or to separate and to demean? Number 2, don't take anything personally, he says. He explains that the actions of another offer far more about them than they do about you. When I find myself wanting to take something personally, and that can be something that feels really pleasurable or something that feels really painful, I try to start by thinking something akin to this. Wow, I wonder what's going on in your world. Oh, you're the worst teacher I've ever known. You'd be surprised. And I start by thinking, wow, I wonder what's going on in your world. Oh, you're the best teacher I've ever found. And we start with, wow, I wonder what's going on in your world. Don't make assumptions is number 3. And man, this is a fun one. I will not ask for a show of hands. The pattern usually goes something like this. We imagine a story We assign that story to a person, and then we punish that person for the story we imagined and assigned. Now, specific to this agreement, he goes on to suggest that our core problem is that we lack courage. We lack the courage to ask questions, and we lack the courage to make requests. I hope you are leaving here today with a lot of good homework notes, which brings us to today's last and fourth agreement. Always, he says, always do your best. So be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best. I'm holding up fingers as if I'm counting, but these are, I have this completely random. These are practices, if you will, designed to support you in discarding those laws which are less than true. Always do your best. Now, the author goes on to explain, and I quote, "Don't be concerned about the future. Keep your attention on today. Stay in the present moment." At another time, he writes, "Live intensely." Live intensely, fully, he says. Make it a habit, a ritual. He goes on to encourage that we find ways to show up for even the most mundane of daily activities, that taking a shower might become a ritual of gratitude. Scrubbing a floor might become a ritual of meditation, that listening to another might become a ritual of presence, that driving a car might become a ritual of blessing. Always do your best, he says. And yet in reading these words, it seems to me that he might have done just as well to call this chapter Always Show Up. He even referenced the great movie Forrest Gump to make his point. And I imagine that all within the reach of my voice can agree that Forrest Gump is a movie about a man who showed up in every moment. Forrest showed up so fully when his spine was crooked and his legs were in braces that he inspired Elvis Presley's iconic hip action I will not demonstrate for you today. Forrest showed up so fully when he was being chased that he ran through the University of Alabama football practice where he caught the eye of Bear Bryant. Of course, he ultimately became an All-American football player. Forrest is the story about a man who showed up so fully when his friend Bubba died that he started that multi-million-dollar Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. He showed up so fully in every moment that he graduated college. He earned a Medal of Honor. He met dignitaries. He became a ping pong champion. And when I say that Forrest showed up, I mean that he gave the fullness of his attention to whatever happened to be before him in any given moment until whatever happened to be before him was done. Forrest never expected compensation, and yet Forrest was always richly rewarded. Now, unlike Forrest, I can see people looking down already. Unlike Forrest, we tend to find ourselves so distracted by tomorrow's work that we fail to show up for today's vacation. We tend to find ourselves so distracted by friends out there that we forget to show up for friends right here. We tend to find ourselves so distracted by what's been lost that we forget to show up for what's been given. We tend to find ourselves so distracted by what was that we forget to show up for what is. There are times on Monday afternoons that I can find myself so distracted by Tuesday's agenda that I completely sabotage the joys of my free day. There's an article in Psychology Today that says it this way, and I quote, "We live in the age of distraction. Yet, one of life's sharpest paradoxes is that your brightest future hinges upon your ability to pay attention to the present. Now, something of this present moment awareness, something of this mindfulness can be found in Buddhism, in Taoism, in yoga, in our tribal traditions. Something of this always show up agreement can be found in the works of Thoreau and the works of Emerson, Whitman. It's among the deep offerings of the early Christian tradition that we find the following: therefore, do not be anxious, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or what shall we wear? In other words, don't spend your energies on your remembered past and your imagined future, but seek first that kingdom of the heavens, that kingdom of God, which is always an experience in the here and now. In this chapter, Mr. Ruiz says the same thing this way. He says, look, if you want to say, thank you, God, start by letting go of the past and by living in the present moment right here, right now. Always, always show up. Now that is an affirmation for you this week. I show up for life, and life shows up for me. Take it with me. It feels good. I show up for life, and life shows up for me. One more time, and then we'll just enjoy a time of being with this affirmation, a time of reflection. Speak it with me. I show up for life, and life shows up for me. Let us close those outer eyes and take a deep breath together. For a minute or two or three, to allow this to have its way with us. I show up for life, and life shows up for me.
Holy Mother, my heart longs to be free. Holy Mother, dissolve me into heart longs to be free. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, dissolve me into thee. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, please purify my mind. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, let me feel your love divine. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, please purify my mind. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, let me feel your love divine. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, hold my hand within your hand. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, let me feel all that I am. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, hold my hand within your hand. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, let me feel all that I am. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, my heart longs to be free. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, dissolve me into thee.
On housing, it's all about giving to the community, building relationships, and doing good in the world.
This is our second year doing this. It's really very satisfying for us. It's bringing some goodness into the community and bringing our church community together on a project that is really helpful.
It's a motley crew that you have to work with, though, right?
Okay, and what are we doing?
This is my second year on hands-on housing. Last year was so much fun, I thought I'd come back. And I like to do what I can to help other people when the opportunity presents.
I just love the fact that we're helping the community and know that she couldn't get this work done without the extra set of hands, so that makes me feel real good. And I love all the other volunteers.
It just fulfills me to be able to know that I can and still have the capability of helping others in this beautiful world.
It's such a wonderful opportunity to get together with our friends and some people we don't know real well and get to know them better, but all of us working together to do something and make a difference.
We've got people like Mr. Prevetti here, right? Brings the trailer in, drives it, does it, everything, jack of all trades. He and the people like John in the Unity congregation are what make this such a joyful event.
We're all in this together, and it just shows the compassion and understanding and love that these people have.
Volunteering is a very important issue with me because I think that we who are privileged need to give back to our community.
It's, for me, the perfect example of practical spirituality.
I'm just grateful for the opportunity to bring a little joy to our owner's property here. So
We are doing some beautiful, beautiful work on Melanie's house.
So, Melanie.
Yes.
I know you're really excited about
Oh, I am.
what's happening. How long have you been in this neighborhood?
30 years.
30 years.
30 years today.
Today?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's an anniversary transformation.
It's helpful to her neighbors who really care for her and help her out as they can.
And your neighbors have been just amazing. So you are so well loved.
They've all come together on this, which has been really cool. They've all lent help, they've lent tools.
I have wonderful neighbors.
So it's satisfying all the way around, individually, as a community, and as the larger community.
You have a lovely property here.
Thank you.
What has been the most challenging thing about trying to keep this whole thing up?
The lung problems. I haven't been able to take care of things like I usually do for about 5 years. I haven't been able to do anything really.
Well, we hope you like what you see here.
And I love it. Just what you did, trimming that tree, oh my gosh. My dad planted that for me.
Oh.
And it was one out of his, start off of his tree. So he's gone and you managed to save it, so.
That's good, that's wonderful. And you have a backyard patio now, and I know you were looking forward to that so you can have your family in over here again.
Yeah, and having that fence up, oh my goodness. It is so nice. I just can't believe it. Thank you so very much.
You are so, so welcome.
So much. I'm overwhelmed. It's just beyond my wildest dreams.
Well, happy home anniversary, and may you enjoy it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of the stuff of life, is being able to make a difference. And I think sometimes we go, oh man, I'd really like to make a difference. Well, here we are. This is excellent.
And I think for UIL, all of us feel that we are all one, and we are here to receive love and to give love and to be together. And this is a great way to do that.
Good morning, Unity. We show up. We bring practical spirituality to life. My name is Daniel Kaulfus, and I'm a co-leader on the Hands-On Housing Project. This morning, I'm here with Walayn Sharples, and we're excited to announce that we're going to carry our tradition forward for the third year, a third Hands-On Housing Project this summer. The date right now is July 31st. We've identified a homeowner. Walayn's going to give you a few more details around that. But we are asking for your help and support. We can't do this as individuals. We come together as a congregation and as a community. And one of that very first steps is actually to help build our leadership team. There's about 8 to 10 of us behind the scenes that help organize and bring this reality to life. And we're going to be doing that. We have our first meeting on Thursday, this coming Thursday. You can sign up on the calendar page. And if you'd like to be a part of this motley crew that helps organize, pulls the resources, identifies the homeowner, develops that relationship, and truly helps the congregation show up and bring practical spirituality to life, we would love to have you. And with that, let me introduce Walayn Sharples, one of our co-leaders. Walayn.
Thank you, Daniel. If you notice, Daniel dressed for the job, and I dressed for the celebration afterwards. It is my honor today to introduce you to Cheryl, the recipient of our 2021 Hands-on Housing Project. I was immediately inspired by Cheryl when she introduced herself as being in recovery for 43 years. Her road to recovery, amazingly, began at a Unity service in Everett, where she said she felt for the first time in her life that she was not alone. Over the years, Cheryl has helped many others move forward in their lives, her home providing a safe place for people who needed a place to stay. When she found out her home had been chosen, she wrote to us, "My tears of gratitude, humility, and joy just keep bursting out. I have felt so helpless and embarrassed by the state of my home when this house and this neighborhood has been such a blessing for 53 years. God does answer prayers in unexpected ways. Thank you so much. I am feeling such relief and hope again." I think Cheryl is watching today, and Cheryl, it is our honor to give back to you who have given so much to so many. So, put it on your calendar, July 31st, and come and show up. And by the way, the leadership team is motley, but also a lot of fun. So if you want to try it out, just come to the meeting. It's no commitment on your part, and you can meet some of the crazy other people behind the scenes. Thank you so much, and it's great to see you all up here.
I think you're one heck of a motley crew. I love you guys. You rock. So this bag of protoplasm is going to do her best to show up and do her best today. So there you go. Well, now is the time that we like to give you the opportunity to give back to this rich and amazing community. Whether you use the text to give option on your screen or choose to give online or even just write an old-fashioned check, although I don't think people really have checkbooks anymore. We invite you to hold that generosity in your heart before you release it. And actually, Don Miguel Ruiz says in the chapter on doing your best, he says this: take action just for the sake of doing it, without expecting a reward, and you will find that you enjoy every action that you do. I thought that was pretty cool. So when you make your gift, feel the joy of knowing that you have contributed to this beautiful community and all that we hold dear. We thank you for any and all gifts.
There were wind chimes in the window, bells inside the clock, an organ in the corner, and tunes in the music box. We sang while we were cooking or working in the yard. We sang although our lives were really hard. There was music in my mother's house. There was music all around. There was music sound. She taught us all piano, though my sister had the ear. She could play the harmony to any tune she'd hear. Now I don't claim much talent, but I've always loved to play, and I guess I will until my dying day. There was music in my mother's house. There was music all around. There was music in my mother's house, and my heart still feels full with the sound. It all comes back so clearly, although I'm far away. She gave me the kind of gift I love to give away. And when my mother died and she'd sung her last song, we sat in the living room singing all night long, singing la la la, la la, singing the front porch songs, singing the old torch songs, la la la, la la, singing the hymns to send her home. There was music in my mother's house. There was music all around. There was music in my mother's house, and my heart still feels full with the sound. Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, that was so beautiful. Matthew, thank you. Thank you. So, a few announcements. We may be in the hopeful waning days of this pandemic, but there's still so many opportunities to participate in all kinds of things here at Unity in Lynnwood, and I will tell you about a few of them. Just a reminder to register for all events, visit the calendar page of our website, unityinlynnwood.org, and click on the calendar, and you'll see a link to sign up for everything. So, first and foremost, standing small group ministries. We have offerings that include Unity in Lynnwood Connects on the second and third Thursdays at 7 o'clock p.m. That's just a way to get together and connect with each other and share what's going on. The Students of Myrtle Study Group meets the last Tuesdays also at 7 p.m. And then finally, the Search for God Study Group meets Mondays at 7 p.m. as well. Don't forget Interlude Wednesdays with Reverend Nina Clark. That's at 7 p.m., which is a short lesson followed by a meditation and the opportunity to just breathe and remember the truth of your being. We also, Interfaith at Unity in Lynnwood proudly presents Spiritual Saturdays with Rabbi Ted Falcon this Saturday, May 15th at 11 a.m. And then May 22nd, it's the East and West Saturday, and this event does offer a few in-house seats, so again, sign up on the calendar page. And there you go.
I think we pray to become better people. How do you like that? I mean, I think in a sense we're already walking our prayer work into our worlds. And what many call prayer is often something akin to a magic spell we cast to relieve us from the responsibility of the quality of prayers we have walked into our world. The goal of prayer is to become a better people, is to become a more awakened, a more enlightened people, and then to walk that into our worlds. How are we doing with that? I would say that we pray to to remember a higher truth. Take a minute with me. Let us seek to become truer people, to become better people, to become more awakened, more enlightened people. If you would like to, touch your own heart and close the outer eyes of you. And let us come into a remembering by whispering or saying or thinking or holding the following words: I am eternal soul stuff. I am eternal soul stuff. Expansive, deep. Here to reveal something of my unique godness in a world that longs to remember. I am eternal soul stuff. And then calling to mind friends, family, the expanding idea of unity in Lynnwood, world situations, calling to mind those who struggle, calling to mind injustice. I am eternal soul stuff, and so are you. And so are you. We'll just hold that moment of blessing. Before we close this sacred time together, as we always do, with sung words of farewell.
May the long time silence